Hey, welcome. It's D2 with Big Pete's Ride and Run, and we are going to preview the Hotlanta Half Marathon course. So the start takes place here at Pemberton Place. We got the World of Coke right behind me, and we also have got the Georgia Aquarium. We've got beautiful views of the skyline here in downtown Atlanta. You don't want to miss it. So as we take a ride around the city, we're going to preview the course, give you a point of view, what to expect. I'll point out some specific areas where you may want to look out for some hills, conserve some energy before you attack those hills, where to use some areas to kind of recover and take advantage of some beautiful sights and really truly enjoy the course. So stick around. Let's get started. All right, we are starting on Baker Street, right in front of the World of Coca-Cola, and we're heading east, and we're going to turn right onto Centennial Olympic Park Drive. Now, this road right here to the right is Centennial Olympic Park. So we're just, this will be a downhill to Centennial Olympic Park Drive. So it'll be a fast start. Now, keep in mind that, yes, it's going to feel fast at the beginning because it's downhill. But as soon as you take this turn, you're going to go uphill. So you got to be careful about that. So, obviously the roads will be closed. This is, riding with traffic. So I'm here on the bike lane. So this is still Centennial Olympic Park Drive. You're going to pass the Ferris wheel, that is kind of a new landmark here in Atlanta. And then over there on that building right there on the left-hand side, that's the new Margaritaville Cafe. If you want to get some margaritas afterwards, it's a great place. I think that's the Westin. Or no, I can't remember what hotel it is, but there's a Margaritaville down there. So over to the right, that's Centennial Olympic Park. Great place to kind of hang out. Great tourist destination if you're visiting the city of Atlanta. That building right there is a CNN Center. So they've closed their operations, and I don't know exactly what they've got going on, but that used to be the old CNN Center. And you're going to pass right after that the State Farm Arena and then the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Atlanta Falcons play, and the Atlanta United play as well, and the Atlanta Hawks play over at the State Farm Arena. So here we are now. We took a turn on Martin Luther King Drive, then Richard B. Russell, and now we're on Mitchell Street. So Mitchell is going to take you straight to the Capitol. So you're going to see the Capitol building, the gold dome there. You can see it right there on the left-hand top side of the screen there. And, you're going to run right past it. And then we're going to take a quick right turn here, and this is going to have us once again take a kind of a back way around the Capitol to get us onto Capitol Avenue, and we're going to head south. So we're going to take this right-hand turn here. And we're going to just go down and we're going to cross this. You're crossing Interstate 20 here, and then we're going to take a right onto Pollard Boulevard. And you'll see just ahead is the Olympic rings. You'll run underneath that on the way back. But this is Pollard Boulevard, and this is a downhill stretch. You can kind of recover here, kind of take it easy. These are some nice rollers here, so it's a nice, good way to kind of recover. You're going to see here, this is the new Georgia State Stadium. Used to be Turner Field. And then here you're going to get these rollers again. You're going to climb a little bit. These are gentle rollers, so nothing too difficult, but use it to conserve your energy, like I said, and then kind of downhill again. Now here you're going to take a left onto Ormond Street, and then quickly we're going to take a left onto Hank Aaron Drive, and this is going to take us back up. So we're just doing a kind of a loop around. You're going to see the stadium back here again on your left. So that's the new Georgia State Stadium, formerly what they call the Ted Turner Field. And this is, was brand new in '96. We had the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, which is where those buildings are at. This here used to be where the Olympic Games were held in '96, and then continuing up here, we're now running underneath the Olympic rings, and it's really kind of cool to be able to do that. So we're going to, fast forward here, and you're going to continue on to Capitol Avenue, and this is, you're going to be on this for a good stretch. So you go past the Georgia Dome again, so now we're heading back up north. So you're going to go through downtown Atlanta. This right here is the Georgia State University kind of campus. There's a lot of different buildings, and they're kind of spread out. But you're going to go through this. This is all downtown Atlanta, and this then turns into, I believe, Piedmont Avenue. And so you're going to continue on this for a bit and kind of cross into Midtown. And then we're going to take a turn onto Irwin Street. Now, this is a downhill, and you're going to go underneath the connector, the I-75-85 connector there, under the pass there. And then right here, you get a little bit of a climb. Now, after you've run downhill, you got a good kind of momentum. You're going to hit this hill, and it's just going to feel like your legs are, running in quicksand. So just take it easy. Use that downhill to kind of recover. And so this is Irwin, and right here on the right side is the Martin Luther King National Park area and the parking area. And you're going to go past that, continue on Irwin, and you just pass this nice little neighborhood, and you're going to reach for those that are doing the relay, you're going to reach the exchange point. So this is about halfway through the course at this point, and we're going to turn left onto the Atlanta Beltline. And the Atlanta Beltline is kind of this, it'll eventually be about 22, 23 miles that encompass the entire perimeter of the city. And, this paved path with a lot of residential type of, buildings and retail spaces. And it's just a great way to kind of connect different neighborhoods, without, having to run on roads and and vehicles on the road. So you'll see cyclists and runners and joggers and people just walking, enjoying the day. This was probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So there's a lot more people on race day. You'll be kind of going through this a little bit earlier, so you won't see quite as many people. Definitely, if you're in town, check out a lot of the spots here. Right here on the right is New Rome Brewing, and they've got a great outdoor patio, great food, great beer, lots of places to kind of check out. But this area here, there will be easily 20 times more people on this because it's a very popular place to kind of go out, hang out. Pont City Market, another great place if you want to check out some places to eat and some retail space. Great place there. It used to be, I think, the Sears Roebuck building, and they've converted it into lofts and restaurants and shops and a lot of other cool places there. So continue on to the Beltline here. This is the east side section of the Beltline. And this is pretty much downhill. Really a great place to kind of make up some time to recover. But keep in mind that once you get to Piedmont Park, you're going to get into some hills. This is probably I would say one of the most difficult parts of the course. So right here, you're on 10th Avenue. Piedmont Park's there on the right. You're going to hit this nice kind of long, gentle climb. It's not a steep hill, but it's definitely noticeable, as you can kind of see from the video here. So you're going to slow down a little bit. And like I said, this is a beautiful park. You're at this point, you're in Midtown Atlanta. You get to see part of the skyline. Beautiful park. It's one of the most popular places for locals and tourists to kind of hang out, especially on a nice, beautiful day like this day was. And you're going to come here to Piedmont Avenue. And you're going to take, a right, and then, a nice little downhill place to kind of recover. And then you're going to, take a right into the park. So you will run in the park. Park, for the most part, is, is flat until you get to a certain section here. So, there's what they call the active oval here on the left. There's a swimming pool here on the right. You're going to kind of swing over to the right. There'll be course markings, but this area here is where you start getting a little bit of some climbs. So, it'll test you out a little bit. Nothing too difficult, but definitely noticeable, especially this section right here. And you can go over on the right is the active oval. So there's a nice little kind of half-mile track, crushed gravel track that, with softball fields and soccer fields that people go out there to run and to, play games and stuff. And then you're going to kind of come back to where you entered the park, and you're going to exit again. This is 12th Street, but we're going to take a right, and then we're going to quickly take a left onto 13th Street. This is where the course gets really difficult. At this point, you're almost at 10 miles. And this is, a straight up, hill going up to Juniper. So conserve your energy in the park, rest up a little bit. You'll get a little bit of a downhill at this section until you reach 10th Street again. So lots of construction going on. So I know the course was rerouted a bit from previous years because of the construction. So here you're on Juniper, and you just crossed 10th Street. Once again, this is going to be a bit of a you'll get a nice little hill here, and you'll keep on climbing, and then you'll get a nice little kind of descent as you descend onto 5th Street. Okay, so we're kind of approaching 5th Street here in a little bit. And so, yeah, down at the bottom of this hill right here, we'll take a turn. This is 5th Street. Then you'll get a climb again, and this is right in the heart of Midtown. We actually have a store here. You'll have a cheering section here with a water station because we'll be manning that. And then you'll cross into, this is 5th Street going on to West Peachtree. Continuing on to 5th Street, you'll cross Spring Street. Now we're kind of in the heart of Georgia Tech campus. So cross the interstate on the overpass here, and now you're really in the heart of the Georgia Tech campus. You'll see a lot of frat houses and sorority houses, and this is really gets really hilly here in this area. So you get some downhills, you also get some uphills, but nice kind of nice neighborhood. And you'll kind of continue this area here, take some turns. I managed to kind of see this is the Georgia Tech, I believe it's called the Rambling Wreck. That was a nice, surprise there. And then here you'll cross and you'll come up to Bobby Dodd Stadium. So this is where Georgia Tech plays their home games, and then come around, and then we're going to hit Techwood. And, this is another kind of a gradual climb and to get to North Street or North Avenue. And then this is where when you see this building up here, you'll see on your upper screen here, that's the Coca-Cola building. That's the Coca-Cola World headquarters there. That's kind of where it's like, okay, I'm almost done. But this is a climb as well. It's a gradual climb with some rollers. So there's, as you can see, there's not a lot of shade. And at this point, it'll be warming up. So you will need to kind of push through it and just, focus on your breathing, focus on your pace, and just focus on putting one step in front of the other because you are almost there. That right there is the Georgia World Aquarium on the left. And at this point, it levels out a little bit, and then you'll take a turn onto Baker, and then that's the finish line right there. It's a downhill finish. So we're going to take a look at the actual course map and the elevations next. So here's the course map and the elevation profile. So you have here the start, and you'll kind of see the start here, right here. It's the World of Coke, which is right here, the start and finish right here. And you'll see at the elevation, we're right at 988 feet of elevation. And as you run down, Baker Street and then turn onto Centennial Olympic Drive there, you'll see how the elevation ramps up. So it is a bit of a steep climb there until you get to the CNN Center there. Then it sort of kind of levels off, drops off a little bit, and levels out as you go across State Farm Arena and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then you take that turn onto, I believe it's MLK, and then another quick turn over by the courthouse, and then you're on Mitchell. And then you get these little rollers where you get a little bit of a downhill. And so you're peaking right here at about a little over 1,000 feet, 1,053 feet. And then you kind of, descend a little bit, flattens out, then a little quick climb again, and then pretty much downhill from the Capitol building all the way until you take that turn. Once you cross over the interstate, and then you take that turn there, go behind the stadium, and that's all downhill. So that's a nice way to kind of recover. And then you'll take that turn and make your way back around. Then you've got the climb back. So you're at 928 feet, and then you're going to climb back up towards the stadium, and up to right here at 1,033 feet when you're back at the Capitol. Once again, then it's sort of a downhill course again, levels out a little bit there. And then you take that turn onto, I believe it's Irwin. And at that point, once again, little roller, you'll get that climb there. Once you go underneath the interstate there, you've got a steep climb there. So you got this nice downhill drop here, and then you kind of lose a little bit of momentum on this uphill climb. So just kind of conserve some energy and prepare for that, because it will feel like you're kind of moving a lot slower. Then you climb back up and you go past the MLK National Historic Park. And like I said, you'll pass nearby. You won't actually go right by. It's sort of kind of like the parking area in the parking lot to the National Historic Park there and the MLK Center there. Then after that, you're going to get this, downhill type of, once you get to the Beltline, it's pretty much downhill almost entirely all the way to Piedmont Park. Now, this is also the exchange for the relay. And so you're just going to, nice wide path. You'll run into some runners there early in the morning, but it probably you won't have as many people as I've shown in the video. And that'll just keep on going. It's a nice downhill, great way to kind of recover. And then you get to Piedmont Park and you're on 10th Street. And then you get that climb all the way up alongside Piedmont Park. And then you'll take that turn onto Piedmont Avenue, and then another downhill. Then you go into Piedmont Park where it levels out a little bit. You will get some nice climbs as you go up around behind the tennis center, and then back around. So these are nice little short little rollers. So you'll feel the little bit of the climb there, because at this point, you're 9 miles in, so you're feeling it already. And then this is probably, I would say, the hardest section is coming out of Piedmont Park, because you're going to turn onto Piedmont Road there, and then you're going to take a turn onto 13th Street. So this is all climbing, back up, a climb onto Juniper. You're going to keep climbing, and then you'll reach that peak there right at 994 feet, make that turn on 5th Street, and then continue down onto 5th Street, where you get a downhill as you cross. You'll go over the overpass, and then you go into the Georgia Tech campus, and you'll get downhill, but you'll climb back up as you kind of head over to Bobby Dodd Stadium. Make that turn onto Techwood. Techwood will then take you, once again, climb up to North Avenue, and then you'll take north all the way to Lucky. And this is a nice steady climb the entire way. And at this point, you're on the home stretch. You are in the last probably half mile of the race. So it is the toughest part. This is where you really kind of have to just bear down, really kind of focus on just pushing through and continue all the way to Lucky. You'll see the entrance to the Georgia Aquarium there on Ivan Allen, and then you'll continue back behind the aquarium, and then you'll take that turn onto Baker, and then it is a downhill finish. So overall, it is a very undulating type of a course. Your peak is right at 1,053 feet, and your low is right at 883 feet. So, you're not talking about, total elevation. You're talking probably, from the, the highest point, a little over 200 feet. But because you've got so many of these undulating, peaks and valleys, you're going to end up doing a lot of, climbing. And so you got to really kind of pace yourself, take advantage of those downhills, use them to recover, conserve that energy, because it's the last, it's like right here, I'd say at 9.92 miles. So that's where it gets really tough. That is coming out of Piedmont Park, where you really need to save your energy, because that's where you're going to be tired, and where you're going to get these two kind of climbs, and you're going to feel it. And it's that last one there where you really gonna have to kind of push through the pain, and just just push through any discomfort you might have, because the reward is right there. It's definitely a downhill finish, and you'll be greeted with cheering crowds right there at Pemberton Place. So look forward to seeing you out there. It should be a great race. Just keep up with your training, and you'll do just really well on this course. Well, there you have it. That's the course preview. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a challenging course. It's not a very difficult course. It's definitely got some hills, but they're all doable with the proper training. Behind me is Pemberton Place. This is where the finish line and festivities will take place. We're going to have lots of activities. There's going to be things to cool off. There'll be a live DJ, the award ceremony. We'll have a lot of vendors here. New Balance will be on site with demo shoes if you want to take them out and try them out for yourself. So come on out. It's going to be a blast. It's one of the best races here in the city of Atlanta. And yes, it is going to be hot, but it's early enough in the day. And with the activities and the proper training, you are going to crush it. And I look forward to seeing you out here on this course. So till then, see ya.